How's it going, ladies and Bruce's up? I'm Sixkilla and welcome back to the VII Enigma. We are currently still in Elijah's mind, reliving his two sets of repressed memories now. Pfizer is on our tail as well, but she's probably on our side, but also Beckett is on her tail, which means he's also on our tail, which is really, really bad, obviously, because he is fucking psychotic at times. Within the fragmented space of the sync machine, Elijah continues to battle the pushes and pulls between his three selves and the fracturing that takes place within his psyche. The more emotions, thoughts and memories are added, the more it weighs on Elijah, as his mind tries to find a way to synergize his conflicting internal perspectives. I erased her. It's all my fault. What good is saving the world if it just results in this? Wait. That voice isn't the same as the one from the last set of memories. That must be from the memories currently playing out, but who is he speaking of? You're robbing her of her future. Don't tell me. Does he do it again? Is that what he's speaking of? Am I doomed to murder her again? Is it some kind of fixed fate or something? Or did he murder his daughter? Oh, that'd be worse. You did this to her. By your own hands. Please, no. Don't tell me I do it again. As with the countless times before, a portal appears to open up before him, heralding the next sequence of memories to experience. Here we go. The little girl tugs at the hem of her mother's lab coat. Jet black hair, piercing blue eyes. Her features were very distinct in appearance from her parents. A genetic anomaly if there ever was one. So much as it would be natural for one to question her true parentage, though in this secured facility there was no doubt she was in fact Tara and Elijah's child. Mum! Mum! Come on, Mum, I'm bored. Let's go play. Sorry, sweetie, Mum's in the middle of working at the moment. I'll play with you later on. You always say that. I do. But I also normally keep my promises, right? You know how important Mummy's work is. Now head over to the playroom, and I'll come in when I'm finished. But I'm bored of the playroom. Can't I go outside? Like I see the kids on the kids channel? Sweet up, we've been over this. We can't go outside. You know how dangerous it is out there, my love? That's why Mummy and Daddy are working so hard, so that one day the world will be safe again. But Mum... Elijah, are you just going to sit there, or are you going to help deal with your daughter? Right. Okay, Rhea. Daddy will come with you for 5 minutes and set you up with something fun to do. So then I'll have to head back to work, okay, love? No. It's so boring, Daddy. Listen, how about this? I'll give you a treat now, and another one if you make it until Daddy and Mummy come to play with you later on. Okay. You have to play with a whole game of KidCon with me when you come back, okay? Okay, fair enough. Come on, let's go. After leaving the room briefly to set up Rhea with a game, Elijah heads back to the research room and collapses into his chair. Poor thing, she's only ever known this little facility, and she's getting so bored lately. The worst part for her is just having nobody to play with. The days are long here. She really is a saint of a child, the way she handles it. Not many 5-year-olds are that switched on. Well, she comes from pretty good stock, the child of 2 geniuses. Yeah, still I feel torn, she must be so lonely. But we've already discussed it, we couldn't possibly have another child, not with our work to focus on. We don't have an option, unfortunately. We'll just have to do the best we can for her. Everyone is counting on us. We promised that we could complete our work, no matter what the cost. I know. I don't think we're doing the wrong thing, I just feel crap about it, that's all. I'll just have to put up with the feeling, I guess. This is just messy for everyone, really. I feel the same. I think all we can do is put up with it. Looking at the bright side, we have had at least some progress in our research. Well, that is one thing at least. Anyway, these tests won't run themselves. Let's go get this done so we can spend a little time with Rhea before her bedtime. Where's Mum? She's getting some tests done, sweetie. What kind of tests, Dad? She promised to play KidCon with me this morning. Mummy woke up feeling a bit sick, and you know, with everything going on outside, we have to be very careful. I'm sure she'll be fine, so don't worry, sweetheart. When's she coming back? When people get sick in here, they have to keep away from everyone for a few days, just to make sure they did it alright. But Daddy, people never get sick in here, you said that. I did, I know. Just be patient, I'm sure she'll be back in a few days, feeling better. Thank you for your patience during this whole exercise, Elijah. This wouldn't have been easy. A voice comes through the intercom from a man separated by thick glass. The quarantine separation was necessary for yourself and Rhea to ensure you weren't also infected, and also necessary while we deep cleaned the place. To be honest, it's somewhat of a miracle that neither yourself nor Rhea got infected. At least, that's what all the indications from our tests suggest. It's okay, you don't have to say anything. I just thought it was worth me explaining everything to you in person. I can go if you don't have any questions. How what? How did she get infected? I thought this place was supposed to be safe. Wasn't that your one job? What's wrong, Dad? What's happening? Elijah cannot help the emotions spilling over, having been cooped up in a small isolation unit for almost a week. Elijah, I know you're upset, but please try to stay calm. Stay calm? We're cooped up in here with the world on our shoulders, and all we needed for you to do was your damn job. I said calm down. Rahil takes a commanding, authoritative tone back at Elijah. You think it's easy to keep this place free from infection? You think she is the first to be touched by this? It's a paradise in here compared to out there. Your child there even has a working game system. She even eats treats. She lives like a princess. Nobody in this world is treated like she is. He's right, but this is also messed up. I'm not trying to make light of this for you. This is terrible for us all, and worst of all for yourself and Rhea. Just don't confuse the reality you're at play with here. Keeping this place infection-free was always going to be ridiculously difficult. Even with the strongest quarantine procedures, we still needed food and supplies brought in regularly. To answer your original question, I don't know for sure, but it's likely she contracted it from one of those deliveries, maybe from someone who wasn't aware they were infected yet. Will you find out who? And then what, punish them? You think we have the resources for that now? We've checked everyone in this facility and nobody else has contracted it. We were very fortunate that she had an unusually short window between becoming infected and showing symptoms. As I said, it is a miracle yourself and Rhea seem to be clear. Beyond that, we just need to keep moving forward. And what will happen to her now? I was just speaking with the doctors. We'll keep her here in the other sealed quarantine treatment room, right near here. After a few more days, once we're completely certain you're both all clear, we can let you out of here and you can visit her. There is an intercom system like this one, so you'll be able to speak with her from the outside of the room through the glass. It's the most we can do. In fact, it took a lot of work to convince them to do this. People on the outside certainly don't get this level of care. We will do everything we can to make your time left as comfortable as possible. Dad, what's going on? You okay? Elijah has both fists tightly clenched, struggling to contain his emotions. This happens with the vaccine just around the corner? This is just too cruel. It is cruel, you're right. It's unfair, it's irrational. It's been nothing but this kind of thing ever since it all began. We've all been kicked while we were down so many times that it's just become what we expect. Makes me question why I should even bother getting back up. If I can say one thing, it is this. Let it fuel you to finish that transmitter. If you do that, this will all be reversed. It is the one thing we're clinging to, the only reason this facility is still holding on. You can change this. How much time does she have left? We'll organise the best treatment for it. We can slow the effects to some degree. I'll ask again, how much time? Elijah interjects with a cutting question. A few months, if we're lucky. We can talk about the rest of your treatment and your options as it comes to it. For now, I'm sure you will have enough to think about and process. Don't hesitate to call out if you need anything. Thanks, Rahil. Sorry for getting angry, it's just... Rahil is the one to cut off Elijah this time. Don't be. We've all been there. You do what you gotta do. Say what you gotta say. There's no right way to handle this. We'll have the final tests done soon, so you should get more info by tomorrow. I'll see you both then. Come on, Rhea, this way. We're taking a trip to the other side of the facility today. Why? Where are we going, Dad? We're going to see Mummy today. Mummy? I haven't seen her in so long. I know, you've been patient, waiting to see her. Now we're out of quarantine, we can go visit her every day. Yay! Come on, Dad, hurry up. Directing Rhea through the winding facility corridors, they make their way to the quarantine room. Okay, she's just on the other side of this glass, in the bed there. Can you see her? Yeah, I see her. Quick, open the door, Dad. I'm going to give her a big hug. I'm sorry, sweetheart, we can't open the door today. Why not? I want to see Mummy. She's still unwell, so she has to stay in that room while she's sick. But I want to talk to Mummy. With Rhea on the verge of breaking into a tantrum, Elijah quickly switches their focus. Don't worry, we can still talk to her. I'll show you. It's pretty special. We get to use this device here. You press this button here, and now we can talk to her. We can hear her, and she can hear us. Go for it, say hello. Okay. Hello? Mummy? You there? Rhea speaks through the intercom with a tentative voice. Sweetie, is that you? Yes, Mummy. Oh, I've missed you so much. How are you and Daddy going? I'm good. We're going okay. Mum, can I come in and give you a cuddle? Oh, sweetie, I'd love that. We can't. I can't get you sick, I'm sorry. When you're better then, okay, Mum? Mum? Are you okay, Mum? Are you crying? Did I make you sad? No. No, dear, you didn't. I just don't like being sick like this, that's all. I miss giving you those big nighttime cuddles. Me too. Sweetie, I just want to talk to Daddy for a moment. When I'm done, I'd love to talk to you more about KidCon and everything else you've been doing, okay? Okay, Mum. Here he is. Hey. Hey, can she hear us? No, I've just turned the volume down. She seems distracted at the moment. Okay. How you holding up? I don't know, I'm all over the place at the moment. So much is going through my mind about it all. What about your symptoms? Nothing much at the moment. The occasional headache, little bits of light confusion, stiff neck. It usually doesn't last so long, so I'm feeling okay at the moment. Tara, Elijah pauses, trying to will himself to speak, whilst attempting to hold back the torrent of emotions just below the surface. It's okay. Remember, you're going to finish that transmitter and erase all of this, right? This is just a temporary thing. How can I finish this without you? I can't do it alone. Hey, come on now. What was all that stuff you gave Rahil about making it happen? This is just a setback. You can still do it. We just need that one breakthrough, that one inspired idea. I know I said that, but I just can't imagine doing this without you. Remember what Rahil said? This is all going to disappear like a bad dream. I'm sure it'll suck, but you got to push through and make it happen. Damn, you're the one trapped in the glass room of the illness, yet here you are comforting me? I'm so pathetic. Elijah looks to the floor, his lip lifted as he sneers at himself. No, Elijah. The reality is, it'll be over for me soon. You'll be the one left to figure this out without me. I'm sorry I can't be there with you. This is so wrong. It's so unfair. You shouldn't be sorry. It's this damn messed up hellhole of a world that's at fault. Maybe. But you can't waste energy trying to find something to blame. Just focus on what you can do to change it, to make the world the place it should be. That's all we can do. It's the only right response to something like this. Alright, listen to me getting all philosophical here. Guess the old cliches about the end are true. I guess so. Too bad it took this long to get some wisdom out of you. Elijah adds the joke with a smile teetering on the edge of tears, trying to shift the tone to cheer up the situation, whilst being on the verge of breakdown himself. Well, with the treatments they have here, I still have a little more time left to help with my newfound wisdom. Visit me regularly and you can bounce your ideas off me until I'm unable to help anymore. Okay, I'll definitely be doing that. Well, Rhea looks like she's getting a bit impatient, so I might put her back on to speak with you. I'll stop by tomorrow with the latest results of the data and any new ideas I've had. Okay. And Elijah? Yeah? Don't worry. This thing will get built, even if I'm not around to see it through to completion. Remember that. Okay, I will. The blend of melancholy, hope, anger, and fear sweeps through Elijah as he remains a solitary observer, fully immersed in the experience yet unable to interact or change its outcome. Late at night, while everyone else is asleep, Zyla tries to get some rest in the chair by Elijah's side. Wonder if you're feeling alone in there too, Elijah? Unable to get comfortable, she leans back in the chair and stares at the ceiling. As she does so, she becomes aware of the disturbing sense of quiet in this large, hollow metal facility. Time ticks on until Zyla notices a loud creaking metal pop that reverberates through the cavernous structure. That sound seemed like it came from back toward the main facility room. Was it just a popping metal sound? Seemed a bit loud for that. Although hesitant, Zyla decides to investigate the source of the sound. The only switch to the light I know of is at the other end. Guess I'll just have to take the flashlight. Zyla makes her way cautiously toward the source of the noise when she hears some faint tapping sounds. What's that noise? Steps? Did someone wake up? She makes her way further away from the bedrooms and closer toward the source of the sounds. She grows even more cautious. Okay, the switch was right about here. With her palm flat against the wall, she feels along the smooth surface, searching for the light switch. Before long, she feels the raised metal panel indicating its position. As she flicks the switch, she simultaneously notices something flashing out toward her out of the corner of her eye. From the shadow of the light, Mia, who is unknown to Zyla, has suddenly attacked. In stunned shock at the presence of the unknown intruder, Zyla instinctually responds to the threat, ducking underneath the swipe and narrowly avoiding the weighty blow. Why is she attacking immediately? A second strike flies in. As this time, Zyla is forced to dive to her right, tumbling into a roll to avoid a direct hit given the sharp shift in her balance. Zyla swiftly pivots from the roll back to her feet, though remaining low in a crouched position ready to counter-strike. Who are you? What are you doing here? Zyla looks across to see two women before her, realizing that for the moment she is outnumbered. Damn it, I didn't bring my gun when I came down here. Yet they haven't drawn theirs. What's going on? That was quite an impressive display of agility there. How many people can dodge one of Mia's strikes, let alone two? Seems you're well trained. Well, let's see what you've got. Leave this to me for a second, Mia, and keep watch in case someone else comes. Flying forward, Pfizer throws a stabbing front kick towards Zyla. Zyla narrowly evades, understanding she needs to keep her balance and keep both women in her sights. Successfully dodging the second strike, Zyla queries the woman. You with the Bureau? What are you doing here? The Bureau, don't insult us. Pfizer unfurls a wave of fury in response to the comment in the form of a 1-2 combination, a left hook followed by a straight right. Zyla blocks and dodges, eyeing the opportunity for a counterattack. By stepping to the left to avoid the straight right, she plants her weight on her left foot and in one swift motion unleashes a slashing right kick towards Pfizer's side. Pfizer partially checks the kick on the way in, but she's unable to stop a significant impact to his side. Ugh. I'll ask again, what are you doing here? My comrades will be here in no time once they hear this noise. Will they now? Guess I better stop playing around and end this quickly then. With even greater speed and power than before, Pfizer aims a flurry of attacks while advancing. Zyla defends each strike with a step backwards, retreating so as to maintain her distance, but is unable to find any opening to counter. Although the strikes are defended with leg checks and arm blocks, the sheer weight behind the strikes clearly is still effective against Zyla, who looks for a way to shift the momentum. Yet that opening is not easy to come by, as the older, more experienced fighter continues to barrage the younger woman with strikes. After checking another leg kick, Zyla sees her opening. In a flurry of attacks right toward the end of the combination, Pfizer's speed very slightly diminishes, which is all Zyla needs. Zyla can anticipate the weight of her opponent going forward, and therefore anticipate her next strike. Zyla wages everything on her next attack. A wager that pays off. The slight edge of anticipation causes Zyla to be in the perfect position to step around the next strike to land her blow. With Pfizer's weight going forward now at a right angle to Zyla, Zyla uses her own weight to crash Pfizer into the wall cabinets, grabbing her outstretched arm in the process. The twisting of Pfizer's arm causes a tussle between the two for a dominant position. Mia, seeing her mentor in trouble, reaches for her weapon and rushes in with impulsive force. Yeah! Zyla can see Mia running forward, gun drawn. With a split-second act, Zyla... Oh man. Save time. Oh, why have I got two saves here? Oh well. Whatever. Scream stop? We're not meant to be fighting, we're technically on the same side, right? That's right. Zyla, seeing Mia rushing in with gun drawn, screams out in an attempt to halt her movements. Stop! Mia, blind to the danger before her, ignores the screams of Zyla. In reality, she didn't perceive them at all, as she is solely focused on stopping the one bringing harm to the one she views as a mother figure. Enraged and frightened at the same time, Mia thoughtlessly releases a shot. Game over. Mia, what are you doing? Damn it! She was gonna... I said no lethal force. Not until we knew who they were, or we became desperate. But she was... Pfizer bends down to check on the girl at her feet. She's... dead. Man, better reload. What ending did we get? Bad ending 9. Hooray! Fear's compulsion. I just thought that was the best option, seeing we're not technically enemies. We're both enemies of Bosk. We're really on the same side here. But you know, whatever. Let's jump back in. Pushes her opponent forward. Zyla, seeing the younger woman rushing in with her gun drawn, grabs her opponent and pushes her with all her might toward the incoming girl. The two women crash into each other, sending the gun skipping across the floor while the two collapse in a heap. Zyla launches into action before Pfizer or Mia have a chance to recover their footing. Grabbing the gun off the floor, she lines up Pfizer for a clear shot. Don't move! Stay on the ground where you are, hands where I can see them. Pfizer pauses for a moment, watching the eyes of the woman opposite her carefully in order to weigh her resolve. Do it now! Imply I won't shoot, you have my word. Alright. We'll play along. Damn it, Mia, I told you not to draw your gun unless needed. Sorry. It's just... Mia trails off her words as Pfizer begins to speak with a decidedly non-threatening resignation in her voice. We sure made a big mess of that. I'll ask again, who are you and what are you doing here? Before they have a chance to answer, Iker comes bursting through the door. What's going on? You okay, Zala? One by one, the rest of the group follow Iker in tow. About time, guys. That could have gotten really ugly. So I missed the action? Who are these two? Why are they here? I think we'd all like to know that. Levi, tie them up. Let's ask them some questions. Right. Zala holds the gun resolutely toward the intruder, giving no room for them to find it out. Okay, we got it. Don't worry. We'll play nice. I don't feel like dying today. You know, it's not often I find someone who looks so sweet yet holds such a resolute spirit. I'm impressed. You mean what you say when you hold that gun. Flattery won't help you. Stay still. Levi promptly ties up the two women, instructing them to remain seated. All done. Okay, tell us, are you with the Bureau? Seriously? Do we look like Bosk to you? While Mia's still speaking, Amelia walks in the room in her familiar late fashion. What's all this noise? It's late. You guys should... Huh? What's going on? Wait a minute, is that you, Pfizer? Amelia has a very straightforward, nonchalant way of displaying her surprise, as if her demeanour is too relaxed for the situation. Ah, Amelia, good timing. Could you explain me out with the Bureau? You guys know each other? Why doesn't that surprise me? Is that true, Amelia? Yeah, they aren't with the Bureau. But I don't get why they'd be here. If you aren't with the Bureau, then what reason do you have for coming here to attack us in the middle of the night? Sitting with her back to the wall and hands tied, Pfizer responds in a straightforward and open manner. You got it wrong, we didn't come here to attack you. I assumed we were outnumbered, so that'd be a foolish plan. We came in the night so we could be in and out without being noticed. Too bad this one here must have heard us. When we saw her approaching with the flashlight, we decided our best option was to knock her out and continue on with the sneaking strategy. That clearly failed, as you can see. You wanted to be in and out? Just what were you trying to steal from us? We're after Elijah. I don't know what you're forcing him to do in this creepy facility, but we're here to get him back. You know Elijah? Yeah, we do. Ever since he got caught by Bosk, we've been looking for him, which led us here. Too many people have exploited that guy. Pfizer speaks with a somber, motherly tone before snapping back to the situation at hand. Why did you kidnap him? Just what do you want from him? And don't try to lie to me and tell me you did it out of the goodness of your heart. You're right. It wasn't just out of the goodness of our hearts. We needed his help with our mission, which is why we extracted him from that Bosk facility. Before we say any more, I need to ask you this to be sure. Do you have any connection whatsoever to Bosk? Sure do. My connection to them is that I spend every day of my life thinking of ways to tear down those bastards. When I'm not doing that, I'm taking care of the sector they offered as a sacrificial lamb for the sake of their greed. Is that true of her, Amelia? Pretty much. We aren't super close or anything, but she's well known where I'm from. They call her the Shadow of the Western Sector. She is the one I sourced the car from. It has a rep as being a badass. Really? In that case, maybe we aren't so different. Iker takes a moment to think before offering a suggestion. Well, Iker thinks he's a badass. I'm not sure about that. I propose we share our stories of how we each got to where we are today. It sounds like you have information related to Elijah that may help our cause, and we certainly have information that will help yours. It may be our goals align more than we realise. Pfizer stares back at Iker, weighing the situation carefully, as she often does. Before that, I need assurance Elijah's okay. Is he here? Is he safe? We can assure you we've done everything we can to help him every step of the way. He is here and safe for the moment. Hear us out, you'll understand everything once we explain it to you. Sound fair? For now, let's make a trade of information and see where that lands us. Okay. Not like us two are in a situation to barter. And I've been around a long time, and I can tell the eyes of a liar. I don't know what you're playing at yet, but I can at least tell you have conviction. Good. At least, alright, let's get started then. Each side spends time explaining their recent journey to where they find themselves today, starting with Pfizer and finishing with Iker. All parties concerned are shocked to hear the revelations shared in their midnight meeting. I can't believe he lost all his memories and is now reliving them inside a machine. Still, at least what you've said makes sense, and it explains the obsession with that mysterious orb he always held. It may be part of why he was so messed up. It's pretty horrible what he's going through in that machine. Still, we have to trust the founder. This is bigger than all of us, and the final chance to bring the Bureau down. Elijah can get through this. It was his choice to do so. I hope so. The guy you keep speaking of, the founder, he had access to the same tech as the tech Elijah built for us. We all have the same ID blocker chips. That's true. Without them, we'd all be in a lot of trouble. So I wonder who the founder is. Is it just coincidence they have the same tech, or is there some connection between Elijah and the founder? Maybe even one that takes place in the future. Could be. It isn't obvious what it could be though. Any bit of information that gives us that he gives us could alter the timeline in unpredictable ways, so he's very careful with what he says. VII, what you've told us about Elijah's state of mind before he went missing, it fills in a lot of the blanks for us. He's a brilliant guy, but always kind of sad. It was depressing to see how much he was always beating himself up. There were certainly more secrets he was keeping, but he never wanted to talk about the past. A hush comes over the room before Aiko steps in to move things forward. Okay, we know why you're here. We know why we're here. One thing we have to check. Given you got here through tracking our car, are you certain you weren't followed yourself, or that the Bureau doesn't have a way of tracking us too? I'm certain. We weren't followed and we can't be tracked. We have the same tech you do. And you're absolutely certain. I am. Good. In that case, what do you say about staying on here for a while and helping us with our mission? Seems like we're after the same aims in the end. You can wait here while Elijah wakes up and speak over it with him too if you wish. Ask him for yourself about how we've treated him if you have any lingering doubts. Does that mean you'll untie us also? Sure, I don't see no reason why we should be against each other. As long as you don't try to steal Elijah away on the night again, we'll be fine. Plus, I trust Amelia's report of both of you, so I have no reason to doubt your motives. You and Mia? No objections from me. If there is even the slightest chance of getting to tear down the Bureau, I think it's worth taking a gamble on these guys. We agree there. Alright, count us in for now. At least until we get to speak to Elijah and confirm. Very well. Welcome aboard anyway. Why, thank you. And perhaps as a welcome to the team celebration, you would cut off these annoyingly tight ropes. Your big friend over there overdid it a bit, I think. Sorry, I just don't know my own strength sometimes. Really, Levi? That again? Levi unties the two women, who stretch themselves out and get back to their feet. Okay, can we see Elijah? I know he's in the sync machine thingy, but I'd still like to see him for myself. Very well, we'll show you to him. Here he is. VII walks into the room and pauses when she sees Elijah, devices surrounding him with a drop in his arm. She then counts forward with slow steps toward Elijah's bed. Elijah? She pauses, looking down at him with caring eyes. How's he doing? He's doing okay. All his vitals are fine anyway. He's had some rough patches in there mentally, from what we can tell. Even right now, his readings are fluctuating considerably, but we think he'll pull through. I sure hope so. I wonder just what he might be experiencing in there, even as we talk around him like this. I'm sure you'll find out once he wakes up, if he wakes up. Seems like he's going back in again today. Elijah has watched the memories of the last week, where Rhea and his past self have developed a regular routine of visiting Tara in the quarantine room. Okay, Rhea, we're off to see Mummy again. Got your shoes on? Yep, I'm all ready to go, Dad. Okay, let's go. The two make their familiar path down the road, cold hallway toward the quarantine room. Is Mummy going to get better soon? When could she leave that room and come back with us, Dad? I don't know, sweetheart. The younger Elijah hesitates in his answer, ultimately unable to bring himself to say anything to his innocent daughter. Arriving at her room, the two gather around the intercom. Did you bring what I asked, Elijah? I did. It's right here. Good. Rhea, hold out your hand. Daddy's going to pass you something very special. Shimmering in the cold light, Elijah dangles a necklace for Rhea to see. What is it, Mum? It's a very special necklace. It was my mum's before she gave it to me, and now I'm giving it to you. It's so pretty. Do you know what that figure is? No? It's an angel. Have you ever heard of angels before? I don't remember. It is said that they're invisible beings that watch over us and help us when we need it most. Invisible? It means you can't see them. Then how do you know they're there? Not everything can be seen with the eyes, Raph. When my mother gave me this necklace, she told me it means something very special. She said it was to remind me that one day the angels would bring us back together. No matter how sad, lonely, or distant we grew, one day without fail, the angels would bring us back together again. I don't understand. This is your necklace now. When you wear it, I want you to remember that if the three of us are ever separated, the angels will one day bring us back together. If you ever feel alone, or scared about what the future holds, look at this necklace and remember. Remember that we will be reunited again. Okay. Do you like it, Rhea? Yes, it's really pretty. Rhea looks down with wonder as she fidgets the memento passed down to her. Okay, sweetheart. It's Daddy's turn to talk to Mummy now. Okay. Bye, Mummy. Love you. Thank you for the present. Bye, sweetie. I love you more. Rhea walks a short distance away as her father moves closer to the intercom. She really is too good, that kid. She is. How have you been? How are the symptoms? Comes and goes. Definitely getting worse though, unfortunately. What's the worst of it? To be honest, I'd rather not think about it. Can we change the topic? It's nice to get my mind on other things. How are the results? Promising, actually. We've heightened the single particle connection ratio by 5% with regularity, meaning we're onto something at least. That's good. Still, we need to send a large amount of data, and we need every single binary signal to go through without fail. We need absolute 100% certainty. Yeah, at the moment we're shooting in the dark, but our understanding of the Tempest field particle behaviors have been improving all the time. We will learn the trick to track and connect them. I'm certain of it. I'm glad you are. We need a fundamental change of thinking. There is some property to their behavior we're just completely missing. The Tempest field is different from any other quantum field, with completely bizarre mechanics. To solve it, you'll need to think out of the box. I trust you'll be able to solve it. To figure out the signature to their behavior. I guess I have no choice but to do that. Yeah, but when Tara, are you okay? Sorry. I just got really dizzy. I'm okay now. What were we talking about again? Looks like your disease is really picking up. Don't worry, it's not important. I'm feeling really tired. I might just take a nap if that's okay. Sure, we'll be back tomorrow to visit. Elijah watches on as the listless days roll by. Tara's symptoms and conditions get worse and worse, and her time spent over the intercom with her family varies considerably depending on her fluctuating symptoms. You doing okay today? I said to stop asking me that. You know what the answer will be. Sorry, I didn't mean to... Tara interjects suddenly to Elijah's reply. No, I know you're just showing you care, but we both know how this will end. So please, let's not talk about it again, okay? Yeah, you're right, sorry. You seem to be much better today, though, than yesterday. You wouldn't have said that if you saw me this morning. Anyway, there is something I want to speak to you about while I'm still able to speak with you. What is it? There are two things. I'll start with the most crucial. I want to talk more about what's going to happen to Raya. What do you mean? Surely you've thought about it by now. Maybe you were like me and just chose to ignore it, the elephant in the room of the whole scenario for us. I thought so. I didn't want to kill our motivation by bringing it up, but we don't have much time left to discuss it now. I've been trying to shut it out of my mind, but you're right. We need to talk about it while we can. You mean about what will happen to Raya if we succeed in building a transmitter, yeah? Yes. I've been racking my mind, trying to think of what to do. If we send that vaccine back to 2044, we'll significantly alter the past. In fact, that's the whole goal, really. Raya was conceived and born in this facility, whilst we have been working to reverse the pandemic. That means we'll change the past into one where she'll never be born. I keep trying to kid myself and imagine that she'll be in the new timeline. But if we send that vaccine back to 2044, that's a whole 6 years before she's born. The whole world will be significantly altered. Who knows if we will even be an item there, let alone the one in however many million different DNA options we harbour inside us. Even if we were to have a kid here, it wouldn't be our Raya. Of course we'd still be an item. You think you would turn down a stud like me in any timeline? Not gonna happen. Elijah draws a slight smile from Tara, who quickly bounces back to a more serious demeanour. This will really fall onto you. I won't be around to make that call, but if you manage to finish this transmitter, you'll have to make the choice if you're going to send that message. And if you do, you know what that'll mean. Damn it, don't say it like that. But it's the truth. I know you can put off thinking about this, but I can't. If you succeed in finishing the transmitter, I will live on the new timeline, as will you. She is the only one who won't. It'll be as though she never existed. It's so damn unfair. I know that. What do you want me to do about it? Saying it just makes me feel like crap. Well then do something about it. Find a way for her to live on. Send her DNA back. Then you can clone her. What? Are you serious? I just don't want to leave this world knowing she'll be completely forgotten, erased, as if she never existed. We won't even remember her. Don't you feel the same? Doesn't it crush you to think about? Our poor Raya will be utterly wiped out, completely and totally erased. Not only the future, but no past, no memory. It's too much. Why are you saying all this? Do you have any idea how hard this is already? What would you have me do? Just turn our backs on 8 billion lives? I don't know, I know it's selfish. Maybe it's just a mother's instinct coming out at the end. Please, before I go, promise me you'll find a way for her to live on somehow. At least in our memories. It would be too cruel for even her memory not to live on. Tara, please Elijah, just promise me you'll do whatever you can to help her live on in the next timeline. At least in some way. That'll be enough for me. Why can't you just take your DNA, send it back so you can clone her in the other timeline? I know the personality will be slightly different and stuff, because it's not technically the same person, just the same DNA. I'll do whatever I can. I really don't know what I can do. But you can rest easy knowing she at least won't be forgotten. I'll make sure of it. Don't let that bother you anymore. You have enough to worry about as it is. Thank you, Elijah. Tara exhales, and even from the other side of the glass, Elijah can tell the weight that has been lifted from his shoulders following the conversation. And what was the other thing you wanted to talk about? I like to make preparations for how this is going to end for me. In what sense? You know how this disease goes. Soon my symptoms will increase exponentially, and in the later stages, well, I don't want to have to go through that. Honestly, the thought of going through all of that, it's the worst part of all this. I don't want to experience the pain, losing my mind. I don't want yourself or Ray to have to see me like that. I understand. What do you want to do? Elijah tries to remain calm, his hands shaking and breathing increasing as he puts all effort into staying calm to hear out the request of his wife. At the same time, as the current Elijah watches on, the powerful emotions course through him, tearing ever more at his being. When the symptoms start to get worse, I'd like to bring it to an end on my own terms. But Tara, no. Tara interjects with force, sensing the direction Elijah was going to take the conversation. Listen, I trust that you're going to complete that transmitter. You will do it. That means I'll be there with you on the new timeline. We'll be together again. Think about it that way. Even now, that's why I'm as strong as I am. This is all just temporary. What I really fear now is not death, but the suffering. And for you and Ray to have to see me reduced to that horrible state. Elijah? I don't know. Do you really want to see me go through all that with everything you have on your shoulders already? Do you really want to torture yourself with that? I'll say it again, Elijah. And don't you dare forget this. We will see each other again in the new timeline. So please, this is the best way. You're right, it's just that I don't want you to go. Elijah, but the harsh reality is that soon we have to say goodbye no matter what. At least for now. I'll speak with the doctors. If that's what you want, we can do it that way. Thank you, Elijah. I'm sorry to have to put this on you. Don't be sorry. You haven't done anything wrong. It's this whole messed up world that's at fault. I promise you, I'll erase it and fix it. You better. Or else 8 billion dead souls watching on will be pissed. Now there's a thought. Better not screw up then. Tara gives a smile. A genuine smile tinged with sadness. Thanks for hearing me out, Elijah. I'd love to keep talking, but I think I need a crash. It really wiped me out. My head is killing me. Okay, love you. See you tomorrow. Alright, we need to wrap this one up because we're definitely out of time now. I'll let that run on a little bit long. But I wanted to get to the end of that section, you know. We'll see how this is going to play. I don't understand. I know, like, sending DNA back and cloning her isn't the same as the same person. But she did say, I want her to live on in some sense. You know what I mean? That's in some sense, right? I don't know. I can't think of a better option, to be honest. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.